Hello, in today's video I want to show you what MQTT is and how you can ideally use it in the Peakboard Designer. MQTT is a protocol that makes it possible for machines and sensors to communicate with each other in a very lightweight way. For this, there is a server, the MQTT server, and then there are the clients which send messages to the MQTT server via different topics. A topic can be easily defined. It's simply a label, for example, the name of the machine or the name of the sensor. The topics are typically separated by slashes. So, for example, a topic could be made up of plant 1, production line 7, and machine XY, separated by slashes, and this way I can directly read the values from that specific machine. To take a look at the MQTT server you're using, I recommend the MQTT Explorer. This is a piece of software that's freely available. You can simply download it, try it out, and use it to connect to your MQTT server. And there you can see exactly what's currently happening on the MQTT server, which data is coming in and going out at the moment. You can also send data directly from there, which is very helpful for simply working with MQTT. If we now want to use such an MQTT data source in the Peakboard Designer, I just click on Add Data Source here and select MQTT accordingly. First, I enter any name I like, and then here in the MQTT broker field, I enter the corresponding IP address or exception of my MQTT server. I can also define a port. The default port is already set here, and I can also add authentication if I want. Sometimes you need a certificate for that, and you can create or select a certificate directly here. In my case, I don't need one now. Then I can also select here which mode I want. Most of the time I use the simple type. If I select that, I simply get one column displayed for each element. That is, for each topic I select. There are also dynamic and advanced options. With those, I have the option to see all values in a list with timestamps and so on. But I need that in very few cases. Now I'm going to set up a subscription here, so I click on Add Subscription and enter a topic filter here. I got it from my MQTT Explorer, which I showed earlier, by simply selecting the topic here and clicking Copy to Clipboard at the top. I enter that here, and I can also define a title. I'll call this count for now, and up here I can click on Start Receiver, and then I see the last value that was sent. In this case, my data is formatted as JSON. There's also a video about this if you want to see it in more detail. And what you can see here is that my data consists of the path data.count. And now I don't want to work with this cryptic JSON here, but I just want to get that value at the end for count. So I carefully check these data paths, and then I get a new column right here, and at that point I enter data.count, the path that we just saw earlier. Let's click on Start Receiver again, and now I get the actual value here that I'm interested in at this point. I can click OK here, have created the data source, and can work with it just like with anything else. Now, of course, it can also happen that I don't just want to load data, but I want to send data from my Peakboard device via MQTT, either to use it in another Peakboard box or to make data readable by another system. For that, I can go here to the MQTT section under Publish to External Systems. Simply click on Publish here and enter the topic at the top where you want to send this data. For example, the one I was just in. And for message, I can then specify my value. Here, for example, I can also define a JSON and send the data back that way. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.